Can you successfully time the market? I have been buying gold and silver for the last 8 years, and my approach and frequency to buying has changed over time. Initially, when I started, I took the dollar cost average approach. Every single piece that I purchased really kept me motivated. It kept me going, and to tell the truth, it was a bit addicting. So, as many of you might know, I started buying when spot price was $20 an ounce. Over the course of a couple years, it fluctuated and but steadily went down to 18, 17, 16. At one point, it did hit $15 an ounce. For the first several years, I allocated a certain budget every payday, and I would just buy whatever I felt was a good purchase at the time. So in a way, I was dollar cost averaging for the first 2 to 3 years. As prices started fluctuating and as my stack got a little bit bigger and I had a base, I started to change my approach to how regularly I would buy silver and gold. I would in a way time the price, but I also started timing the coin. So not necessarily trying to time the market. There were times when releases would be coming out, so I'd start saving out for various coins. Either if I was collecting a series, when I first started out, the Sunbox was the first series that I started collecting, and I know those would come out, I believe, was every 3 months. So I started saving up and I started preparing for some purchases. As I learned the market as well and the releases, I would know, for example, when Libertads would be released, when new Silver Eagles would be released. And I also got into the Queen's Beast series when it started coming out, I believe was 2016. So I would start targeting specific coins and would allocate my budget or would save accordingly so that I would have some money to buy those series. In a way, I wasn't necessarily targeting price, but I was more targeting specific coins. So that did affect the frequency of how many purchases I made a month or throughout the year. There was a time when spot price started going up over $21 an ounce, and I started to get a little bit more nervous when premiums were high as well. So at that point, I did start thinking more of having price targets, prices where I felt comfortable purchasing. As you recall, I started buying at 20 and spot price, went down to 16, 15 at some point. So I was always a little bit cautious of not overpaying or overextending myself because silver price would fluctuate quite a bit over time, and that's just been its history. And given that I built a good base of coins, I didn't feel like I needed to keep buying because I would miss out or because price would skyrocket. So in a way, I did develop some emotional intelligence about buying, and I didn't feel like I needed to buy every single paycheck. So for new stackers, if you have just started out, if you're buying regularly because you feel that you might miss out or you might run out of time to accumulate, it's fine. You might get to the point where you have an okay base, and then you start timing, your specific price or your specific types of coins. At this point, I am targeting specific series. I have collected the Tudor Beast series since its release. And I'm more mindful of the types of coins that I buy and the types of bullion that I buy. For example, I was not purchasing a lot of generics when spot price was 26, 27, 28. I really focused more on buying coins with an upside because I was paying a higher price. And for me, it was really about protecting the losses. I didn't want to lose too much money if spot price went down. Some semi-numismatic coins like the Queen's Beast, like Tudor Beast, some Libertads at the time, they started at low premium prices when they were initially released and would sometimes gain appreciate in value over time. So I have really become a defensive collector, a defensive investor or buyer of silver and gold. I do try to hedge my purchases so that I don't feel that I'm paying on the high end of prices. So at this point, I am targeting specific price levels. Anything below $24 an ounce with premium included, it's kind of like my comfort zone, and that's for general bullion coins or rounds that I feel have some potential to go up in price over time. As you have seen over the last month or two, I was able to make a cheap purchase, what I would call, of those Aztec rounds. Golden State Mint had a great deal on those over some holiday weekend, and I got those for less than $21 an ounce, everything included. So I thought that was a good buy. I've also been buying the Tudor Beast coins. The Lion and the Yale have been released with gold spot price down. I made a larger purchase than I would on those series, and part of it was it's a limited series. The Lions were only available for a certain amount of time. With the second release of the Yale being out, that means that the Lions would not be available any longer. So with spot price being down, I was able to make a few purchases for a 1 ounce and a few quarter-ounce pieces of the Lion, and I do have two of the Yale as well. So I will see what price moves with gold. I would like to add maybe one or two more of the Yale designs. All right, well, that's all I got for today. Thanks for stopping by, and have a good one.